So let's look at a line and think about why it might be golden. And remember that golden line basically just means that it's something that stood out for some reason. You found that it was interesting, it made you think, maybe you really admired something that the author did. And so I bet you see a lot of those as you're reading text in class, in the books that you maybe are reading on your own for STIR, golden lines in poetry, anything that just again stands out for whatever reason. So let's look at this line in particular. Door, hallway, door, second hallway, door. A huge double wide oak door, the size of something you might find on a college campus. So I pulled this out because it was a really interesting way to write this. Um, the repetition, I think, is the very first thing that you probably notice. It's not just said here and here, but then also again repeated here. And so clearly there's this emphasis on, um, on going or traveling through this door, through this building. It's also interesting the way the author has chosen to set these apart into different sentences, right? Like this is not normally a complete sentence. It's breaking some grammar rules. And if this was formal, kind of writing, then maybe this wouldn't be the way to write it. But in fiction, or even if you're trying to set a very specific mood for nonfiction, you can sometimes break grammar rules for a really intentional reason. And so I think that the author, instead of saying, I traveled, past one door, down a hallway, through another door, found the second hallway, took a right, and then saw another door. All of that would have taken away from what this very short or this set of short sentences is doing, which is almost making the reader feel like they are walking down the hallway and they see the door, hallway door, that they're walking quickly through it, right? So it kind of sets a lot of things up in terms of some mood for the reader. A huge double wide oak door, the size of something you might find on a college campus. So even this description of this door being on a college campus, I'm thinking, okay, well, it's like a large, formal, academic looking door. I'm thinking like a courthouse kind of door, right? So it's giving me a different vision using this imagery than maybe I would have thought if it was just like she came to the door, right? So the author spent a lot of time really intentionally describing this out. And the next paragraph is, she heard scratching on the other side. She pictured patients clawing the door, their fingers bloody nubs where their nails should be, desperate to be freed. As the door swung open, she recoiled, bracing herself for the worst of her visions. So on this kind of shows you why she was setting up this door kind of idea, because it's the mood is kind of shifted. And now it's a little bit scarier. There's some more anxiety. There's more fear, right? And so this idea of maybe like going through the door, not knowing what's on the other side, is a big part of setting the tone for this. There's also a lot of really good imagery in these lines. It's telling you what she heard, what she was seeing. It's kind of describing maybe the way that they would feel. So I think this is a really cool line, and it made me stop and think when I was reading this. This actually is a nonfiction text. And so this is a woman who was walking down a hall and she was afraid going through a mental hospital what she was going to see on the other side of the door. So you do find this in nonfiction as well. So today when you're reading, maybe you can look for a golden line that you can share with some classmates and tell them why you found that line particularly golden.